Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before going to start our topic, we will discuss about the ants. Ants are longest living insects. These are world's strongest creatures in relation to its size. They can lift 20 times its own body weight. When ants fights, it is usually to death. That means when ants fight each other, they will fight until death. So that's why small is beautiful. There is a plenty of room at the bottom. And welcome to our topic. So if anybody new to my channel, please subscribe, and if you like my videos, like, share and comment. We already know stability and reactivity. Stability means being resistant to change, and reactivity or activity means ease of involvement in a reaction. Just imagine the running rate between two participants in each figure. You can easily tell who is active and who is inactive comparatively. So today our topic is why small is so active and how it is leads to development of nanotechnology. Before going to core topic, let me explain what is nanotechnology. Nanoscience or nanotechnology are the study and applications of extremely small things. Extremely small things. These extremely small objects can used across the all other science fields such as chemistry, biology, physics, material science, and engineering. So generally, these extremely small things are called nanomaterials. So nanomaterials are means materials with any external dimension in the nanoscale region. That means a object have a three dimensions. So one of the dimension, if any one of the dimension within the nanoscale region, it is called nanomaterial. So what is nanoscale? If the dimensions length, width, or thickness in between 1 to 100 nanometers, then it is called nanoscale. 1 nanometer is equal 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. That means it is a billionth part of meter. Means if you break a 1 meter scale into 100 crore parts, one part is called 1 nanometer. You can see different objects in different dimensional ranges. So humans we measured in meters, so red blood cells in 6 micron size, and some virus HPV and some carbon nanotubes in the nanometer scale. If you observe the atoms, individual atoms in the periodic table, they are less than the nanometer. That means 0.24 nanometers. That means very less than they are less than the nanometer. That means 1 angstrom size. So our main topic is why small is active and attractive than the bulk atoms. So for example, in my childhood, my mother used to offer pepper added milk to cure my fever. Whenever I took that milk, within hour my body temperature sets normally. We all know pepper has some medicinal value. On the screen you are seeing pepper and pepper powder. Choice we have two choice to add pepper into milk, either as whole granules or by as pepper powder. My mother always grind the pepper as a fine powder and add it to warm milk. It works very effectively. Then what will happen if you took the milk with whole granules? Is it work? Maybe, but not effectively as previous. What's wrong with that? Both are from same components, but they are differ in their size. Here, size of the matter playing a important role. Small size particles are effective and reactive than the bigger particles. Isn't it? Yes. Then how size influence the reactivity of molecules? Can explain by considering two factors. One is surface energy and another is surface area. The excess energy present at the surface of material is called surface energy. The area of outside or uppermost layer of material is called surface area. Let us consider one iron block. Pure iron block means which is only prepared by only iron atoms. There is a 100 atoms arranged as shown on the screen. So if you observe the iron block, you can observe two types of iron atoms. There is a two types of iron atoms. So one is the iron atoms present on the surface of the material. So these are the surface atoms, which are the outermost layer. There is a surface atoms is there. If you count these atoms, these are totally 36 atoms is there. So another type of atoms is called bulk atoms. Bulk atoms means the atoms which are under the surface layer. So these all are called bulk atoms. These all are called bulk atoms. These are totally 64 bulk atoms is there. So as a block, you can observe 36 surface atoms and 64 bulk atoms. So next, if you observe the second diagram, same iron block, if you observe the any bulk atom, if you observe any bulk atom, this bulk atom is coordinated with the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 atoms is surrounded by the one bulk atom. That means it is highly coordinated. It is exchanging its own energy with the 8 other iron atoms. That means extending of bonding. That means it is highly interacting with others. It is very stabilized. If you observe the surface atoms here, if you observe the surface atom here, because of lack of atoms on the upper area, it is only coordinating with the 1 2 3 4 5 atoms only. Here 8 atoms is surrounded by a bulk atom, but here only 6 atoms is there, sorry, 5 atoms is there. That means the same iron atom still it can be able to interact with another 3 atoms, but here lack of atoms is there. That's why it has still energy. That energy keep with it only, so it is highly energetic than the bulk atom. So from this point we can conclude one thing: all surface atoms are higher energetic than the bulk atoms. All surface atoms are higher energetic than the bulk atoms, but here only 36 surface atoms is there, 64 bulk atoms is there. So for example, the total material energy is X. If you want to increase the total energy of the material, what can you do? Just cut down the iron block into 4 equal parts. Now count surface atoms and bulk atoms. When you cut material into 4 equal parts, you are introducing new surfaces of the previous material. So now when you cut here, so this is new surface produced, and this is also a new surface is produced because of cutting, and here also new surface, and these all are the newly formed surface because of the cutting down or reducing the size of the material. So now obviously the surface atoms, number of surface atoms are increased. If you can count here, so every black having a 9 bulk atoms. So only just 9 bulk atoms, 4 into 9 36 bulk atoms, but there is a every block having a 16 surface atoms, totally 16 into 4 64 surface atoms. So when you cut the material into 4 parts, you suddenly increases the surface atoms up to 64, and you are able to decrease the bulk atoms up to 36. So same way, if you can cut the first our iron block into 25 equal parts, that means each piece can have 4 atoms. 4 into 25, totally 100 atoms. So if you can able to cut 25 parts, each part having only 4 atoms, that 4 atoms also present in the surface only. So you can see here, so each 4 atoms present on the surface only, there is no bulk atoms. So total material we are make it as a very small tiny particles. Now those are all are converting as a surface atoms. There is no bulk atoms. Totally 100 surface atoms is there. So the total material energy is highly increased because of the cutting down into less size. When you reduce the size, number of surface atoms increases. Because of surface atoms, they have high surface energy. So if surface atoms increases, surface energy increases. Hence, total energy of material increases. It behaves highly active than the first big iron block. By decreasing size of the matter, we can increase internal energy of material. Same way, surface area also increases. So when the surface atoms increases, surface energy increases. Just we learned from the last slides. So if you take a 1 centimeter width, 1 centimeter length, 1 centimeter thickness cube, so its surface area is 6 centimeters square. Why? Because it has 6 faces. So each face area is 1 into 1 meters 1 centimeter square, but it has 6 faces, totally 6 centimeters square. When you cut down into half, each dimension cut down into half, that means 0.5 centimeter, it total surface area of the all the blacks become 12 centimeters square. Like that, if you cut into very high number of molecule, it maybe goes to 60 centimeter square. When you cut down into zero point 0.1 centimeter square size as each face. So like that, if you can able to cut each face up to 1 nanometer range, you will get surface area 6 crore times centimeter square. So that's why by cutting down the size of the material, we can also increase the surface energy. So from last two experiments, we can understand one thing: surface area and also surface energy both increased by decreasing the particle size or matter size. These two are the very important factors for a material which is involved in a chemical reactions. Why? Because all chemical reactions, they started when two components are contacted each other. To contact, for more contact, they need a high surface area. After contacting, they should involve more effectively. To involve more effectively, the exchanging of energy should be high. If they have surface have high energy, they can able to attract, then after that it can able to exchange energy. By that it can make a strong bonds because of these properties. So because of these two aspects, many properties are increased, like mechanical strength, thermal stability, catalytic activity, electrical conductivity, magnetic properties, and also optical properties. All will increase it because of only surface area and surface energy. So these are the very effectiveness significance of the nanomaterials from this onwards. So when you cut down into the size, every aspect will changes. For example, our the gold which is using in ornaments, it has gold color. But when you decrease the size of gold into nanometers, depending on the size, it will shows different colors. So like that, so we already known gold is a inert material at the room temperature when it is bulk in size. But when you cut down the gold size into nanometer range, it also behave like a active, just like iron. So all chemical and physical properties will changes by decreasing size. That's why is a plenty of room at the bottom, and small is beautiful. And this is our topic for today. Thank you for listening. This is the origin for all nanotechnology which is world is running on it.